got a question for you. Would you drink a drink made from this? Well, it's actually quite refreshing. This is smooth leaf red sumac that grows abundantly down here in Alabama and through the southeast. Actually, you might find it anywhere from Maine to Florida, depending on the right conditions. But the little red seeds you see, and hang on, we'll rub them, and you can see the red dye coming off of them. It's a very tart, lemony flavored drink. It tastes tart because it contains a lot of malic acid. It also has vitamin C in it and some antioxidants as well. But it's a little problematic making the drink. What you would do is put down cheesecloth, put these in, pour the liquid over it, because it is so full of little bugs and spiders. You actually see a couple of bugs on it right now. Now, don't let that deter you from it. You just filter it through cheesecloth a few times, and I picked a bunch of it, but we can't use it, and I'll tell you why at the end of the video. You pick a bunch of this stuff, lay it on your cheesecloth, and pour it through, and then what you have left, then you filter that through a coffee filter, and you are left with a very lemony, tart, refreshing drink. Some people can be reactive to the sap of these, so just be aware of that. Always test anything that we talk about. Think of this as just an informational video. Don't rely off of one source to go and harvest this stuff that we talk about, because there are copycats, and you could run into some problems with them. Also, these are members of the cashew and mango family, and people can be sensitive to this just like they are the nuts. So just be aware of these things. There are, like I said, copycats. Now, I'll post a picture of this with the leaves so you can see a really good photo of it, and you can pause the video and just look at it, and it will be of the safe version. All right, guys, more to come. All right, now we're back, and you can see the resemblance to the picture that I just showed you. This one is nice and refreshing. There's also a copycat that you could mistake it for. You could. And that is the poison sumac. So you have to be very aware of it. Now, we're going to pause the video again, and I'll throw up a picture of the poison sumac so you can see the difference in the two. This one is used a lot in Middle Eastern dishes. And it's interesting, you say, well, how did this end up in Alabama or growing, you know, wild, abundantly all through the United States? Well, it's kind of interesting. Think of the word sumac and the word oak tree. Nothing to do with each other than there are a lot of different types of sumac that grow all over the world, as there are a lot of different oak trees that grow all over the world. Here in Alabama, we have white oaks. Just throwing one out there. There's a whole bunch of different ones. But so these are all different families, but the families of these are used in Middle Eastern dishes and everything. I just thought it was kind of interesting. Dog saw a squirrel. Sorry about that. So it's really cool that you can take this. Now, the reason why we're not going to use these, I harvested this beside a convenience store. And I got to thinking about it when I got home, and my wife said, "Are you sure you want to eat that or use it to make a drink?" Because they could have sprayed pesticide or herbicide around it. Now that brings us to a really good point. Always harvest these things, any of the things that we talk about, in an area where you know that there is nothing that has been sprayed in the area. If everything else is wilted or dead around it, don't do it. Be careful when you're walking and harvesting along right-of-ways, utility easements, fire lanes, railroad tracks, along those places, because they routinely, regularly, on a schedule, go through and spray about every 4 or 6 weeks. So you always want to be aware of anything that is available on the side of the road. And also you could be exposing yourself to accumulated exhaust emissions, pesticide runoff, oversprays, stuff like that. Some places you might see a really beautiful specimen, but you don't want to harvest it and use it. It's great for a teaching tool, but that's what I just want you to guys be aware of that. Do you have this around your property? Do you have this around any of your land? It's really good. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for coming by and hanging out while we talked about this. Keep learning, keep testing, and keep building a more self-reliant life. Take care of you people.